Coléoptère. No runway, no horizontal launch, no conventional anything. This French experimental jet was designed to take off vertically, standing straight up like a rocket with the pilot staring directly at the sky. Engineers built it to operate from tiny locations during the Cold War. It flew several test flights before losing control and crashing in 1959. The pilot survived, the program did not. Aerocycle. The United States Army wanted a flying machine so simple that any soldier could learn it in minutes. What they got was the Lackner HZ-1, a one-man platform with spinning rotors directly beneath the pilot's feet. During testing, it became violently unstable above a few feet of altitude. Minor balance shifts triggered dangerous oscillations. The project was canceled before it reached combat. Lockheed XFV Salmon. This aircraft was designed to launch vertically from its tail like a rocket, rotate into forward flight, then reverse the process to land. The landing required the pilot to descend backwards while looking over their shoulder at the ground below. Test pilots flew it. The engine lacked the power for true vertical takeoff. The program was quietly terminated before anyone was killed. Convair Sea Dart. A supersonic jet fighter that took off from water using retractable hydroskis instead of a runway or aircraft carrier. First flight occurred on January 14, 1953, accidentally during a high-speed taxi test. The skis created violent vibrations. The engines were underpowered. On November 4, 1954, one disintegrated midair over San Diego Bay during a live press demonstration, killing test pilot Charles Richburg. The program was canceled. Vought V-173. People called it the flying pancake because it was exactly that. A disc-shaped aircraft with almost no fuselage, built by the United States Navy as a potential carrier-based fighter. Its circular wing generated enormous lift at extremely low speeds and was nearly impossible to stall. Aviation legend Charles Lindbergh flew it himself. Jet aircraft made it obsolete before it ever entered production. Blohm and Voss BV-141. Most aircraft are symmetrical. This one was not. One side held the engine and fuselage. The other side held a separate glass crew pod mounted completely off-center. It looked structurally incorrect. It flew perfectly. The asymmetrical layout gave reconnaissance crews unobstructed visibility during World War II. Germany already had other aircraft filling that role. The BV-141 never entered mass production despite performing exactly as intended. Lockheed Ring Wing. Instead of conventional wings extending from the fuselage, this experimental aircraft surrounded its entire body with one continuous circular wing. Engineers believed the shape would reduce drag and increase efficiency beyond standard designs. Testing began and the stability problems were immediate. Control became extremely difficult at multiple points in the flight envelope. The project was abandoned without producing a viable aircraft. Grumman X-29. The wings point forward, not backward as on every conventional aircraft ever built, but forward toward the nose at 33 degrees. The design was so aerodynamically unstable that a computer made 40 corrective adjustments per second just to keep it airborne. Two were built. They flew 437 flights between 1984 and 1991. On December 13, 1985, it became the first forward-swept wing aircraft to break the sound barrier. McDonnell XF-85 Goblin. An egg-shaped jet fighter with no landing gear, designed to be carried inside the bomb bay of a B-36 bomber. When enemy aircraft appeared, the bomber would lower it on a trapeze, release it to fight, then retrieve it midair using a hook. It flew 7 times total. Only 3 flights ended in successful redocking. Aerial refueling made the entire concept unnecessary. Canceled 1949. Christmas Bullet. Designed in 1918 by Dr. William Whitney Christmas, a man with no aviation experience or engineering qualifications. He claimed flexible wings that moved like a bird would make it revolutionary. 2 prototypes were built. Both crashed on their first flight. Both killed their pilot. The wings detached from the fuselage seconds after leaving the ground each time. Aviation historians have called Christmas the greatest charlatan ever associated with aircraft. Piasecki VZ-8 Airgeep. The United States Army wanted a vehicle that could cross terrain no ground vehicle could navigate and no conventional aircraft could access cheaply. The solution was a ducted fan platform that functioned essentially as a flying jeep. Soldiers would pilot it low and fast over rough ground. Testing revealed it was inherently dangerous for human pilots at operational altitudes. One prototype was produced. The program was phased out before entering service. Caproni Ca-60 Noviplano. One Italian engineer in the 1920s determined that normal aircraft simply did not have enough wings. His solution was a flying boat with 9 wings arranged in 3 separate rows. It was designed to carry 100 passengers across the Atlantic. During testing, it achieved approximately 1 minute of flight. It then crashed into Lake Maggiore and broke apart on impact. The wreckage was partially recovered. The project was never rebuilt. Hughes H-4 Hercules. Howard Hughes built the largest flying boat ever constructed entirely from wood, because wartime metal shortages made aluminum unavailable for the project. Wingspan of 319 feet, 8 engines, designed to carry 750 fully equipped soldiers across the Atlantic. It flew exactly once. On November 2, 1947, it reached 70 feet above Long Beach Harbor and traveled under 1 mile before settling back onto the water. It never flew again. Airbus Beluga. This aircraft looks like a normal passenger jet that was inflated with a bicycle pump until the top half expanded into a giant pressurized dome. It was built to transport entire sections of other aircraft across Europe. Wings, fuselage segments, and full tail assemblies were loaded through a hinged nose. Despite its appearance, it entered service, operated reliably for decades, and pilots consistently reported it handled better than it had any right to. Stipa-Caproni. It looked like a flying barrel. Built in Italy in the 1930s, it housed its engine and propeller inside a giant hollow tube that formed the entire fuselage. The designer believed forcing airflow through the enclosed cylinder would compress it and increase thrust. He was correct in principle. The aircraft was slow, impractical, and never entered production. The core concept it demonstrated quietly reappeared decades later inside every jet engine ever built.